JC has just locked in $50,000.
That's right.
$50,000.
50,000.
Everyone give him some congratulations. $50,000 in the last, 14, 15 hours?
It's yesterday's after hours.
Yesterday's after hours and then pre-market today. And he hasn't been crushing it lately. You made nearly $1 million last year. You're over what? Fully total? 2?
I'm stuck between 2.6 and 2.7.
Oh, poor baby. Stuck at 2.6 million. Stuck, quote, stuck at 2.6 million. Basically unchanged now on the year. He wiped away some of his small losses, like literally in one trading day. So what did you do that was so right? Let's get to that before we get to my mistakes.
Yeah, so what I did, I kind of just waited for the perfect setup. I mean, I wasn't trading that much. But when I saw the stock that I saw yesterday, which was QUCY,
yeah,
I mean, what stuck out to me was the volume. It was a big runner. It was up like 300% heading into the close. And what I really liked about it is that it didn't close strong. It kind of pulled back a little bit and kind of had one little shakeout in after hours.
So we're looking at it right here. I'm screen capturing this. So this was like in the 120s?
Yeah, so you see that double bottom there at 115.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I saw that it was getting bought up, and then it was a very violent, quick spike. So I had to be very quick to get a decent position there, and luckily it just shot up. How much is that?
I mean, look at this. So this thing shot up yesterday afternoon from 115 to a high of 190, and this was in 6 minutes.
Yeah, that was a very quick spike.
So I got in on this, Stratty got in on this, and we're all trading from different areas. I didn't even know JC was in this. We saw runner after runner. I think we should preface this by saying, like, yesterday, after hours was crazy. We saw AEHL later in the day. This one went from the 3s to the 6s. AIIO.
TDIC.
So all of these are kind of in reaction to TDIC. So TDIC was the Mac Daddy, where it goes from basically, it's hanging here in the 2s and the 3s. Were you trading it in the 2s and the 3s?
No, I was watching it at dinner.
And literally, it started going off here at like 2 p.m. Lots of halts. So I don't mind like missing this kind of a play. But by the end of the close, we're talking the 3s up to 30. So 10 times your money in like an hour and a half. So when you have a giant runner like this, all the little $2 and $3 stocks start perking up, because then the chat rooms all say this could be the next TDIC. And the shorts are on their back foot because, previously if a stock would go from like 3 to 6 or 3 to 9, the shorts would just crush it. They would be so aggressive. But because of how far it went, shorts are like, oh, damn. We must be eternally grateful, by the way, for all the shorts. But this was crazy. And then even after hours here, this one goes from 21 up to 35. And this was 408 up to 419. So around the same time as QUCY, right? And so this was literally a minute after TDIC was topping. So I'm sure that a lot of chat rooms were saying QUCY is the next TDIC. So you're looking for this kind of craziness. So like this literally topped out here at 418. QUCY was here at 420. We have a group chat with Stratty, and Stratty was like, where's the money going? Where's the money going? Stratty's been on fire. I think he's having a $50,000 week too.
What's going on, guys? Strati here. Just wanted to check in with everyone. It's been a crazy week. So far, it's Thursday. I'm already up about $70,000 on the week. I know JC is in Italy. He's up over $50,000 on the week, all from penny stocks, guys. This is crazy right now. You have QUCY, AIIO, AEHL, even TDIC went to 34. I just saw Tim traded DXF and nailed that. There are so many runners right now. You got to think with that PDT ending in June, that could play a big factor in all of this. Hope to see everyone in Boston at the end of June for the next Inner Circle event. We timed it right with the ending of that PDT, so we're thinking things are going to get even crazier. So good luck to everyone, and I'll see you soon.
Definitely sign up for my free watch list where I talk about the best stocks to trade every single day. You have to be prepared. Too many traders lose because they're trading the wrong setups, the wrong patterns, the wrong stocks. So let me send you a free watch list. Focus on the best stocks. Click the link below. This is the thing. You're looking for where the money is. You're looking for these giant runners, but you're looking for this kind of craziness. And this is ideal for people with small accounts. Okay, JC, made $50,000. He made $35,000 last night. Then you held some overnight.
Yeah, I actually rebought some when I saw that it was holding in
the 140s.
Yeah, in the 140s when it started perking up. I saw it on my phone, so I started to take some positions. And what really gave me the confidence to hold it overnight was that we had so many different runners, and also the volume on QUCY was insane. So when you have something like that and it's holding over $1, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer that you want to at least have some for the overnight session, because at 4 a.m., you tend to have those very quick spikes.
So I'll counter that. I did not take an overnight position, even though we're in Italy. So theoretically 4 a.m. is 10 a.m. here. So that's not a problem waking up so early. But if I held this overnight in the 140s, I would have cut it here. It did not gap up at 4 a.m. It came down to 141. So had I been long overnight 145, 150, because I cut losses so quickly, I would have been down 5 or 10 cents and I would have cut it. Why did you hold through this mess?
So I actually had a pretty decent average. I had like a 144, 145 average. So being down, a few pennies, it doesn't stress me out too much, especially because we're actually holding green.
Yeah.
Which was, I believe 134 was yesterday's close. So as long as we're over that level, I'm comfortable kind of giving it a little bit of wiggle room. And that's kind of exactly what happened. We had two kind of dips that got bought up.
Yeah.
And then once it started to break out over 150, 160, that's kind of when I knew, okay, it's just a matter of time before this squeezes. And next thing you know, we have some volume coming in, and you get that quick balance spike to over $2. And that's where I sold.
This spike, again, like he's holding through this chop. We were supposed to go to the gym. He ditched me at the gym. That was the right idea, right? Sometimes you should ditch me at the gym. But this is how quick it is. Some of you are saying, oh, Tim, by the time I get your alerts, the play's already moved. This is why in the chat room, I'm always like, here's a potential buy, here's a potential buy, because I want you watching these things and seeing how fast they move. This was in 3 minutes, 150 up to 213.
Yeah, that was really insane. I did not expect it to be that fast. So when I did see that, I just started hitting the.
What was your exit average?
I think it was $2.
Nice, that's pretty good.
I sold the third at 180, and then I sold the rest at 208.
That's beautiful. So 34,000 last night and then 15,000. So basically 50,000. By the way, I'm also watching AIIO, and this is another runner that's going crazy. Jack also had a great play. I was watching Poet. That's a little higher price. Jack had a great alert yesterday on AEHL in the threes. In here before the close, and he saw this thing. It was really choppy though. And again, AEHL wasn't doing much after hours. And then, this is what's crazy. Once it takes out the day high, so you should always be watching these plays and look for the day high. 418, 420-ish, call it, is the breakout level. And this is, again, these are 1 minute candles. I know some people like 5 minute or 15 minute candles. What minute candles do you use?
I use 1 minute candles to trade.
Because you got to see everything. Imagine seeing all of this in a 15-minute candle, and you would see it go up and down.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
1 minute candles. This is in 2 minutes. This is at 5:32 p.m. from 4 up to 485, comes back down to 436, and then 5 minutes later up to the sixes. So, you just have to be so prepared. Drink more coffee, sleep less. Now this actually came down all the way, did a double bottom. Look at this. Some people say technical analysis is BS. I think people who say that are full of BS. The high here before the run up was 420-ish. What did it get down to pre-market? 420-ish. What did it double bottom here at? 425, 430-ish. Now up to 578. So you're using these kinds of ranges. Obviously here, you can say it broke 425 and it came down to 4-ish. So it's not a perfect science, but you're looking for these ranges. Part of the reason why I'm not crushing it like JC and Stratty, because I'm cutting losses so freaking quickly because I'm scared of these plays. So, for JC, you've had a lot of round trips, right? Because you're trying to give these things time and then they come down so fast. QUCY, you did so well because it held the key levels and then spiked so fast.
Exactly.
Right?
And from the beginning, I knew that QUCY, I wasn't going to hold it forever. I'm not going to hold it for more than a day. So knowing that, and I see that balance spike, I'm taking advantage of that. At 4 a.m., it went from 140 to what, $2? What percent gain is that? That's like a 50% spike in 10 minutes. So when you get that type of volatility, you can definitely not feel bad when you lock it in.
And so this was yesterday's big spike. Some people are probably asking themselves, how do you catch this? Like, I haven't been trading that long. You gotta watch. This is why I encourage you to start trading, paper trading, start trying to enter in a position, because you'll see how fast this stuff moves. And if you want to try to catch it, that's what you can do. I don't recommend swing trading these. I don't recommend being too aggressive holding them through losses, because you never know. Right now, everything's perking up, but they also come down so fast. I mean, AEHL got up to 6.3 and finished yesterday after hours in the 4s. So, imagine buying this and you're down 30%, and now you're still down like 5 or 10%. So like, it's tough if you chase these, but if you're there for these quick spikes on the breakout with a solid base, like part of the biggest success that JC had, you said you had a solid entry so that you could give it time. Yeah. If you buy too high up, especially with size, you can't give it time because you start counting your losses and it gets very scary.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to take size when you're chasing. You want to get the best risk reward spot with the most size that you can if the setup is an A+ win.
I'm also watching SNAL. So I tried dip buying this in here at around like 120 because, it did break yesterday's high. So like, I like breakouts, right? So like the high here was like 110, gets up to 130. I should not have tried to dip buy it here at 120. I got a little greedy because I thought that I was going to miss it. It actually came back down. And again, it didn't hold 110, but it held the VWAP. So if you're looking where to dip buy, look for VWAP holds, look for former support, former resistance. Do you prefer VWAP holds or like support and resistance, or both?
I think both are important. I think VWAP is really good for like an intraday look.
Yeah.
And then support and resistance, I think, is really good when you're looking at kind of a zoomed out picture. So if you can combine both, and VWAP is matching with support and resistance on the daily, I mean, that's even better. The more things that align, the better.
So this was SNAL. And again, like yesterday's high, this is an earnings winner. Yesterday's high was like 111. So theoretically 111 should hold. It actually did get down to 111 and had a little bounce, but then it failed down to 105. So again, if you want to be straight to technical analysis has to be exact, you would get chopped out. You would, whether you buy it at 120, 118, 115, it doesn't hold 110, 111. So you would cut it. I personally cut it. I lost small, but then it holds the VWAP here. This is a nice little, it goes below the VWAP for 2 minutes, then it comes back to the VWAP. So this is how a VWAP, dip buy can work, where even if it cracks below the VWAP for a minute or two, if it reclaims it, and then you can see here, I mean, this is a nice bounce from 105 up to 125. But again, that still doesn't lead to the biggest spike. Right here, it tests the VWAP again here at 111. Now 111 holds, and then it goes all the way up to 160. So theoretically, you could have bought it here at 111. I wouldn't have lasted through like 130, but then it goes up here to 140. And then, this is 160. This is all, this is 7:27 a.m. This is 8 a.m. So 30 minutes from basically 110 up to 160.
And that when it cracks VWAP there, that's what shorts want to see, right? So like if you're shorting this, you want to see this crack VWAP. So when you get those type of little cracks, you get shorts to try to pile in, and it ends up being just a trap.
It's a trap!
It's a trap, and it also ends up being the perfect long entry. So when you have a big runner that's trending like that and it's bouncing off of VWAP, that's where you want to be buying it instead of chasing the spikes.
Props to Dip and Rip. I don't know if he held it overnight, but I saw he was 30,000 shares long at 90 cents. Dip and Rip, Pavel is his real name. He's over 600,000. He's one of my upcoming millionaire students. He's in challenge chat every day. I got to check and see if he's still long. I hope that he is. I'm guessing he probably sold some. But he had 30,000 shares at
really?
90 cents. Yeah.
Wow.
He likes after hours. So if you're in the challenge chat, try to be there pre-market. I know it's tough. You're not necessarily all in Italy. 10 a.m., 4 a.m. Eastern is rough in the US. If you can't do pre-market, try to be there for after hours. I think that pre-market and after hours have far more spikers. During the regular trading day, obviously you can still have it, but like there's a lot of halts, there's a lot of chop. I actually prefer pre-market and after hours right now. Do you?
Sometimes I do. The good thing about after hours and pre-market is that, there's no halts. So you can't really stop the volatility from happening. I mean, this thing can swipe up and, it's not going to get halted like that, like it would in regular hours. So If I'm long something and it's, spiking in after hours, I'm taking advantage of that.
Always just be watching all the big percent gainers, okay? In DXF, I had a small trade on that one last night. That was really choppy. So just be careful, okay? The man of the hour, the $50,000 man.
Time to go on the next run, guys.
Let's see what we got. Definitely click the link in the description below because we have a special quiz. Every trader I find has strengths and weaknesses. You have to identify your strengths to maximize them and your weaknesses to minimize them. So click the link below, take this quiz, and find out what you're doing right versus wrong.